Hello, happy Friday. Today I am the bearer of good news. After my video yesterday talking with the console mod drop in Baldur's Gate 3, we got another surprise drop of a few more mods, and one of these is actually crazy because it adds a roguelike mode to the game. Now, this is super exciting because I know a lot of people are looking for something similar to Trials of Tav, and while this isn't exactly Trials of Tav, it actually overhauls a lot of mechanics in the game and makes some very large changes that I'm excited to share with you guys. So, the first, I guess, mod to talk about is the Ancient Mega Pack plus REL, which adds random loot to the game, and it adds a ton of items to the game as well. So, this mod's already got 100,000 downloads. I did download it to show off in this video, but I was having issues with it. It was making my game crash. It does work on PlayStation though. I just have a lot of mods and I think it was overriding with one of these. So I will get into this because this actually adds so much to the game. It's incredible. But we also got ourselves the Dragonborn wings, work in progress. And I want to stress that heavily because when I tried to get this to work on PlayStation 5, it sadly would not work. So it's very similar to the Wings mod that we already got on PC and console as well. So we did get the Wings mod previously that adds these wings to your character, and yeah, it does look great. It'll also work if you're a Dragonborn, it'll change colors to match. So we do have a wing mod that does currently work. So if you were trying out this other mod that's just got released, this one just literally got released to console last night. I guess yesterday for some people, depending on time zone. So this is a console mod drop for Friday, but yeah. This will also copy and change colors depending on your character. It doesn't have the fiery appearance yet, but this is a work in progress. I've seen some people say they had some issues with this, so I just want to cover that. But we do also have this alternative here, so we already got wings for Baldur's Gate 3. But yeah, this is one of the other mods that dropped. We also got an update to my favorite class mod with the Arcane Vanguard. This now has the Graveknight, and this is a fantastic mod by Saethos. Actually helped them out with this little icon here, and they've done a lot of good for the Baldur's Gate 3 modding community, and I'm going to break down this class. The Grave Warden is really cool. If you like the Dread Overlord Warlock, it actually fills its own niche, not anything like the Dread Overlord Warlock, but also focusing on kind of like that Death Knight vibe, so it's really good. I've also done a build guide level 20 of this. I've also done a Dread Overlord multi-class with the Grave Knight, so I got a couple builds out if you want to check those out to see all the cool graven arts that you can do with the Grave Knight. So that is really exciting. And I'm just going to mention this because I was told that I missed this, but it's a Pact Empower Warlock Equipment mod by Graphic Fade. Previously in my video that I was predicting some mods that were coming to console, I said that we get more mods from Graphics Fade, and yeah, we're currently getting more, and I assume we'll see some more as time goes on. We already got like the Wands and Weave, Beast and Bow, Unarmed and Upgraded. So yeah, Pact and Power is now also on console. But this mod here, the Ancient Mega Pack, I really need to break this down because this offers something completely new to the game. And what's cool about it is it also adds in a ton of new items. So I downloaded a couple mods because there's a mod on PC that gives you all the items in the tutorial chest, but it was making my Baldur's Gate 3 crash a lot for some reason. I've been trying to get this to work, but it does work on PlayStation. But what this does, the biggest loot overhaul available for Baldur's Gate 3. It's been in development since September 2023, so literally when the game just came out. So it's been in progress since the entirety of Baldur's Gate 3. But it also has different languages as English, Russian, Chinese, and Japanese. So what this does, it adds 600 new items to discover, transforms regular gameplay into a roguelike adventure, mixes playthrough with unique customized loot, and complete crafting system, which actually looks crazy. So you can see here, you can disenchant and craft gear with the Arcanizer module here. So combine more potent dust and forge powerful astral crystals to upgrade the weapons. And you can see here, it offers a lot of different weapons. You got like the Celestial Infused crossbow here, which ignores resistances to piercing damage when attacking with this weapon. And you can imbue it with different abilities as well. There's a Blazing Rapier here, which does 1d8 fire damage and gives a +4 to initiative, advantage on dexterity saving throw checks. Celestial Infused Glaive here gives a +4 to your dexterity, and weapon enhancement +3. So yeah, it gives randomized quest rewards as well whenever you're completing quests. It has a ton of different gear, 600 different items. You can see it just goes on and on and on. It's endless. Uncommon rings, there's uncommon armor, and as you continue, like, I could talk about this all day. I will do a future video once I get this working properly on my PC to cover this all, because then I can use the tutorial chest and get all these items to show off what they do and kind of help you with guiding your next playthrough. The thing is, this is all randomized loot, so you can't actually go for meta builds. So that's the fun part about it, is it adds almost nearless replayability to Baldur's Gate 3. And yeah, this is extremely exciting. So it transfers regular gameplay into a roguelike adventure. It's their words. It's not exactly like Trials of Tav, which puts you into different encounters, but it's going to give you an extremely different playthrough every single time you play the game. Maybe you'll get some good loot in Act 1, maybe you won't. You have to wait and see whenever you use this mod. So it's perfect if you went through multiple playthroughs and you want to really switch things up. But they're adding a bunch more items into this. The non-random version is in development. Will keep vanilla loot intact. So they are working on a version of this that does not randomize the loot, which I think is really nice. Perfect for players who want who prefer the original meta. So yeah, this will in the future have a new version of this, but you can see here all the updates that they added literally yesterday. This was last updated 6 hours ago, or I guess today, February 14th. Happy Valentine's Day to those that celebrate. But yeah, a lot of changes in this. This is a very nice patch notes. The Baldur's Gate 3 mods we're getting are fantastic. Paramanov has done such a great job with this mod. And yeah, this is super exciting. So you can go into mod.io, go into the comments and report any bugs that you're having with this. But key features, revolutionary loot system. So every magical item now has an above uncommon rarity, now contains randomized equipment that matches your game's progression. Say goodbye to meta builds and hello to adaptive strategies. Massive equipment variety with 600 new artifacts seamlessly integrated into the game. Discover unique combinations and build possibilities you never thought were possible. Each playthrough comes with a fresh adventure in character development, so you get complete new experiences every time you play. And you can see here, they got some cool appearances. This is the astral plane crossbow shooting that purple bolt of energy there. So enhanced treasure hunting. The thrill of exploration reaches new heights with every chest, boss, and hidden corner might contain exactly the artifact that you need, or something even better. Perfect balance. Each artifact is crafted to match Baldur's Gate 3's power curve while staying true to Dungeons and Dragons lore. This includes any items from early access they have restored, rebalanced, and integrated into appropriate loot lists. So this basically makes it so that you don't have to rely on specific builds. You can be very diverse with your builds as you go throughout the game and adjust them on the fly depending on the gear that you get. No more agonizing with multiple setup mods to play the latest collection artifacts in general. Just subscribe and play. So one mod that does it all. 118,000 downloads speaks to the quality of this mod. So all randomized equipment loot for full. So a groundbreaking development of random loot turns the game into a roguelike with selectable rewards. And 70 artifacts cut and release rebalanced. Brings the total number of items in the game to 1,300. So yeah, you get a lot of items. It also keeps the base game items in there too. And you have a unique system for disenchanting magical equipment and creating new items. So if you got items that you want to remove your enhancements on and put them on a different weapon, you can do that. So freely asked questions, you can add this to the middle of a run, but it does not apply to areas that you've already visited. The static loot lists for those areas have already been generated. The traders you will trade also have predetermined loot, but we'll start adding random loot if you take long rests, level ups, or respecs. So you can actually, if you go to Withers and respec your character, then go to a trader. Every time you level it up, it's going to refresh the loot that the traders will have, so you can get some cool items that way. Can you update this mod in the middle of a run? Yes, you can. I don't like this mod later. Can you delete it? Absolutely, you can uninstall it. The same rules apply. Changes to already visited locations will not be applied. Don't forget to put away all custom artifacts you received in the temporary tutorial chest. So that goes for any mod that you're removing. Put the items into a tutorial chest and let it disappear, so it'll take the items with it. Or I've also heard some people say you can throw them out of a chasm there and get rid of it. So you can do that, but I'd rather just throw it into the tutorial chest just to guarantee it. What's the difficulty of this mod? With new items expanded mostly unusual builds and greatly widen the variety of early game gear. Over 80% of the new artifacts are uncommon and rare. I would call this the difficulty progression hard. You'll have to do with unideal equipment and create the most complex combinations to come out victorious from fights. Highly recommend you do consider the game mode with mods for additional enemies, increased difficulty. This mod is balanced around honor mode, taking honor solo into consideration as well. So yeah, some of the items can make it a lot easier. Some of them will make it a lot harder. And yeah, this is actually such a fun mod, and it also works with Trials of Tav as well. So yeah, it's compatible with all mods on technical terms. This game will not crash. However, amps loot with strongly replacing vanilla loot lists, which means that you may find other mods use certain mod lists available to you. So yeah, this did cause issues with me because I have 300 and some mods downloaded. So if you got a lot of mods, it may cause problems. It actually made it so Baldur's Gate 3 crashed, and then I couldn't load into the game. It actually wouldn't load past this. Like when you first load into the game, it wouldn't load that screen. So what I had to do is use the external Baldur's Gate 3 mod manager and remove it. So yeah, this likely won't happen on console. But there's also the cheat version that allows you to get all the items for the tutorial chest. So I will cover this in the future and go into depth with it, but for right now, unfortunately, yeah, can't really do that too much. But yeah, this is awesome. We got ourselves some awesome mods here, but also the Arcane Vanguard getting that upgrade is really nice too, because this just offers a whole new way to play through the game. So when we look at the Graveknight here, you study the foul necrotic magic that is used to create harm and sustain yourself, become the master of life and death. Coming with unique cantrip options, you got Bone Chill. You also get Grave Bolt, which lets you do acid, poison, or necrotic damage whenever you attack with your, like, it's like kind of like Eldritch Blast. You also get the Graven Arts, which allows you to build up Graven Art charges and then use them on special attacks. And you can only activate one Graven Art per turn. So like at level 1 here, you get the Corrosive Blood. When you take damage from a creature within melee range, you deal 3 acid damage, and your weapon attacks have a chance to inflict corrosive wounds. But attacks against you will have advantage. So you can apply that as using 1 stack of your Graven Arts. And as you level up, you can get more of these. Life Leech, your next weapon attack, will heal you for the damage done plus half your Arcane Vanguard level. That's pretty good. Uses 2 stacks of the Graven Arts. So this heavily revolves around the Graven Arts, which is a cool mechanic. You build it up, and then there's higher risk, higher reward gameplay with this. And I think that that's just perfectly, it's one of my favorite ways to play. So I have covered a build on the Graveknight. I will post that in the comments as well as in the description, so you can check that out if you're curious. But yeah, these are a few more mods that got added with the Ancient Mega Pack, adding so much to the game that I just had to talk about it there, because people were commenting and messaging me saying, hey, you forgot this, we need to get this talked about. So yeah, really exciting. I will do a future video covering all of the gear in that mod, but right now having issues, as I mentioned, so it's not that easy to do on console because I can't get all 600 items. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. Hit the subscribe button below, and I will see you all in the next video. Have yourself an amazing day.